This is Anderson Penn's podcast episode 101 for Tuesday, April 29th, 2014. This is Brian.
This is Lisa.
This is the Anderson Penn's Radio Network.
Woohoo! We're going to ink it up and talk about pens and pen shows. I like pen shows. I like coming home from pen shows. No, I like being at pen shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the prep.
Yeah, well, this time I think we got it a little bit easier. So
I know it's
not
so
easier, but it's.
It is easier. It's nice having Dave at the store to help. An entire extra set of hands and different perspective. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So excited.
So, Dave's been just a joy to have in the store, and.
You guys were all great for sending him emails. Oh my God. He checked his email and he had this huge long list. So, thank you.
So, yeah, that was great.
Hey, we're on 101.
We're on 101, so we're working on the next 100.
Yes.
We should save something up from every episode to give away for the next one.
Are you kidding? It'll be like 4 hours long. Give away 100 things?
100 more things.
Can I give away 100 of your pens? Crickets. I guess not. All right.
So.
Cool.
So let's see. So other than having Dave at the store and getting ready for Chicago, which we'll talk about in a minute, I had a trip to the dentist yesterday, which got me thinking about pens.
You think about pens no matter where you go.
Well, at the dentist, it was interesting.
Okay. When I go to the dentist, I'm totally wigged out, so I'm not thinking about anything but getting out of there.
Well, the first thing I heard when I walked into the dentist office, when I got back to the room, they called me in, was this. You can hear that. Is the Ultrasonic. So they've got an ultrasonic cleaner working on their dental tools, and it reminded me of a thread that was on I think it was on Reddit this week about cleaning pens with an ultrasonic. I thought, you know what, this topic deserves I think some discussion and just a few do's and don'ts. I don't know that we've actually covered it before, but if we have, well, I think we should do it again.
Don't go to the dentist?
Well, yeah.
No, go to the dentist, floss, all that good stuff. There's your hygiene for the week.
So I guess the question came up on Reddit. Actually, it wasn't a question. Someone had said they had gone and they had cleaned all their pens, and they had showed an ultrasonic cleaner in the background, and a lot of people were curious about it. They had never seen one or heard of one, didn't know what to do with one. How do you get one? Where do you get one? What do you buy? What specs? So it led to some interesting discussion of ultrasonic. So I thought maybe we'd talk about it.
Between you and the dental hygienist?
No. Between me and the dental hygienist. I didn't want them to think I was a complete nerd.
They know you.
Hey, baby, I love your ultrasonic. I mean, what am I supposed to say?
What kind is it?
Do you have 8,000 kilohertz ultrasonic? Do you have heat on yours?
I can see you. I can see you doing that. All right. So what's your first tip or trick? How do you know what one to get? Because you know you can Google it. You can look on eBay, and I had one a long time ago, and I really liked the one that I had. But you've got some that are battery powered, some that you plug in, some that have timers, some that don't. I mean. Yeah.
So you know what, the one I really liked was the one that you bought for me and that we sold.
Oh.
Remember that one?
I do.
You do.
I could buy another one.
Actually, ultrasonics. First of all, what are they for? Really, really excellent at cleaning your pen. In-depth cleaning. just stuff that you just can't do just sitting there, running the piston or doing the lever or running the converter. Ultrasonic will do it 10 times faster.
And more thoroughly.
And more thoroughly. And it's a blast to watch.
It is. It's kind of cool. People like it at the store when I run the ultrasonic. They bring a pen in to be cleaned, and they'll look at it and like, really? I rinsed it out. That's still in there?
Yeah. Yeah. So anybody who's got, who uses a lot of pens and who likes to clean their pens, really, I think it's worth the investment. Most of them can be found starting around $30. You can get a decent one for $30 to $50. You don't have to spend a lot of money. It'll save you and your fingers some life from cleaning the pen out. But what's the important features to look for? Because you can just go online, you can buy an ultrasonic, but you don't know if you're getting something good. So
it has to have a basket. You want one with a basket.
You want one with a basket, but you can improvise if you don't have one.
Well, you can. You can. Okay. We use, in fact, in the big commercial grade one that we keep at home that Brian does repairs in, we actually use one of those mesh coffee filters.
Yeah, it works great.
The coffee basket.
Now this one happens to be a little deeper than most normal.
Yeah.
But most ultrasonics in that $30 to $50 range usually come with one. Not all, but usually do. That's a good point. But I want to eliminate two types of ultrasonics right away.
Okay.
Battery.
Yep.
Because we don't need any more batteries.
Correct.
And they don't do as good a job.
Correct, because they're not as strong.
They're not as strong. And two, the most important feature on any ultrasonic, in my opinion, is the timer.
Yes.
So really, ideally, you want something that can have, I don't know, what would you say, 15 minutes at least. You want to be able to do a 15 to a 30 minutes.
At least 10.
At least 10.
At least 10.
Yeah, you don't want to be pushing it every 2 minutes.
2.5.
Yeah, so we bought one from the store, and
it works great.
It works great, but I didn't take my own advice, and it runs for 2.5 minutes and it shuts off.
And for some people that'll be fine. But when we're trying to do repairs, sometimes you need to leave it in longer. I mean, some of these pens that we get in for repair, they haven't been used in 10 years. So the ink is really gunked in there, and it needs a little bit more than 2.5 minutes, or we've got to stop and go back and turn it back on. It's not a big deal, but
yeah, it's
inconvenient.
It's inconvenient, So you're right. 10 minutes is probably a good number. 10 to 15. Some of them, like mine, goes up to 35 minutes on mine.
But not everybody needs one that goes that long.
No, not everybody needs one that goes that long. It depends on how much you're going to clean. Right. I just I turn mine on and then I leave it, and then I take things out and put things in, and right. I'm constantly moving things in and out. So no battery, and you want a timer on it. 10 minutes. If the max is 10 minutes, that's fine. But I think that's a very important feature. You're going to want it. I think there are some that haven't. You can just turn them on and then they stay on. But I haven't seen those around it. I think you used to have one.
I did. I had one in Florida that plugged in. It was not battery powered. It did not actually have a timer. So it just ran until you turned it off.
Until you turned it off. Okay.
Yeah. Had a little basket, and it was just big enough to put. You could put a cap in there for sure. I think you could put a barrel in there, but that's something that you don't necessarily want to do on like lever fillers. You don't want to rust out the J-bar.
Right. Well, even if you take the J-bar out. The reason you don't want to put a lever filler in there is because there's still that lever ring, which is a very small, thin piece of metal, and it sits in a groove inside the barrel. If it gets wet and it won't dry completely, what it can happen on some of them is they can rust, which
Correct.
Causes the barrel to swell, and then you get that clearly defined ring in the middle of your barrel, and it's ruined. So
right.
You don't usually Barrels you don't usually need to put in there. Caps, right. Absolutely.
Caps for sure. But if you measure it and it's long enough for a barrel, so this is where I was going with that. You don't want to put your barrel in there, but if it's long enough for the barrel, it is long enough then for the cap. You'll have enough room for the cap, for the section, and for the nibs separately.
Right. So. Yeah, so that's why you want the baskets. You can have parts, and you may have, if you're doing multiple pens at the same time, or maybe you're doing. Sometimes I'm doing 2 Esterbrookes at the same time. I want to make sure I don't mix up because the sections, even though I've got 2 J's or 2 SJs or whatever, just because they're the same model pen doesn't mean those sections are actually going to fit.
Exactly.
So I will put some over in the basket, and I'll put some over on the side. I kind of keep them separate. They unscrew the nib and they come out and they clean up real nice. So usually with me, I run a couple 1.5 turns of the time through the ultrasonic, and the pen is ready to go.
All right. So what besides barrels, what else don't you put in yours?
2 things: hard rubber pens,
tire pens. Just saying. All right. So no hard rubber. Why?
Because
tell the folks at home why.
All right. Tell the home audience who's playing along. The reason you don't want to is any hard rubber pen that's been exposed to excessive ultraviolet radiation, the moment you touch water, is going to turn from whatever black shade of black it is to olive.
Oh, like some of yours.
And it doesn't come back. The only way to get it back is either through there's a number of ways to get it back, which is maybe a discussion for another day. But almost none of those options don't involve damage to the pen to get it back to that black or even a light, the faded black state. So right. you don't put your Waterman 52 cap. You don't put it in there.
No.
You come up with a different option for hard rubber caps.
Yes.
You can use Q-tips. You can do all sorts of options. But
what's the other thing that you don't put into water?
You don't put casein pens into water.
No, you don't.
Ask me how I know twice.
Oy.
I didn't learn the first time.
Explain to the folks at home what a casein pen is.
Okay, so casein is, and the big example of casein. The big manufacturers, Conway Stewart. There are others, plenty of others, including some U.S. manufacturers as well. Schaefer, I believe, had some casein pens back in the 30s. Casein is a milk byproduct.
So it melts.
Yeah, you put it in water and it swells up.
As in melts.
Yeah, so
no longer keeps its shape. Sort of like melted ice cream. I
had a really cool pen. I believe it was called a Regent. A British pen, really interesting material, this green and black striated pattern, and I put it in a cup of water about a half an inch above this section. This was years and years and years and years and years ago, and I left it on my bathroom sink. And this is a standard size pen, about the girth of an Esterbrook J, and I came back to it. I left it overnight. I came back in the morning. And not only was the section completely fallen out of the barrel, I am not joking, the barrel size had spread. It was about the size of a silver dollar. So thankfully, casein also dries out. So as it dried out, it shrinks back to its size. Of course, it cracks and breaks along the way. I was able to get the barrel back to the original size. I put the section in, kind of strapped the barrel around, and we got it to tighten up nicely around the section. But it had cracked the barrel at the threads.
Oops.
So and you just have to be careful. You can't if you don't know, don't put it in there, because there are plenty of very early 1930s pens that potentially could be made of casein. Conway Stewart, if it's an English pen, if you don't know,
don't do it.
Ask, find somebody and ask, or don't do it. If it's made by Conway Stewart, just forget it. Not all their pens are made out of casein, but a good majority of them are.
Yeah, and it's not pretty.
So, yeah, so no casein, no hard rubber. What else? Oh, another thing not to do, and I guess we'll go back to features here for a minute. You're going to find ultrasonics that have a heat component.
You do or you don't want heat?
No.
Okay.
Now, and if you find an ultrasonic that has all the features you want, and it's got a heat component, no big deal. Don't use it.
Yeah. Because
there is nothing that hot water can do that cold water can't do. Safer, right? Yeah. And the sheer act of the ultrasonic working its magic heats up the water.
Very, very mildly. It's not like a hot bath or
no.
But it makes it a little bit warmer. So I just don't want people to think that it turns into this hot tub.
It doesn't turn into a hot tub, but if it's hot outside, it gets hotter, right? So, yeah, you don't need heat at all. I was excited because the one we got a long time ago, it had heat. I thought, well, this is great, but what do you need heat for? Ultrasonic's doing all the work for you. Heat is for sterilization of the medical tools that you're putting in it. And since we're not using medical tools, we don't need to sterilize our pens. So
True.
That, and the only other feature that's nice to have that you won't, if you're going to do a lot of cleaning, that's super nice to have, but you won't find on lower price ultrasonics is an actual drain.
Yeah, we do like ours.
The drain is nice. We've got a half-gallon Crest ultrasonic. It has a drain on the back, so I just turn the knob. I've got some plastic piping goes down actually into a milk jug, and it drains out. In other words, you have to pick up the ultrasonic and you're going to dump it into the sink. So you usually don't find inexpensive ultrasonics with a drain. They have to be larger units, but they are available. And if you're going to do a lot of pens, that may be something to consider. To look for a bigger unit that's got a drain.
So there you go. Ultrasonic 101.
That was the Ultrasonic 101, and of course, going along with the dentist theme, they always want you to
floss.
Other dental implements that can be used for cleaning your pens. Of course, your toothbrush.
Mm-hmm.
Good for, you know what I use this toothbrush for? You'd probably never guess.
The comb of a feed.
That's a good guess, but no. Barrel threads.
Oh, okay. The thread of a barrel. Ding, ding, ding.
There we go. Yeah, they're perfect for that. They're really hard to get into the barrel threads. Put a little polish on here and put the barrel on top of a clean cloth and just rub it out. And then what I do literally is I put it back in the ultrasonic. Ultrasonic whisks away all that stuff.
Whisks it away.
Whisks it away. And of course, the last dental, going along with our dental theme here. Of course, everybody needs to have dental picks as part of their arsenal. But there are good and bad picks. Now, these are getting harder and harder to get from the dental office because what they do is now they're recycling these. They're recycling the center handle and they're getting new ends. So you can't just, used to be you just go to your dentist and say, hey, listen, if you have any broken picks or picks that you're not using, can I have them? Not so much anymore, but you could still buy inexpensive picks. Really all you need something thin with a sharp end on it. You don't really need anything that's, some of these dental picks, they have a real major bend here. You got to remember, you got to get this into the barrel. So
that's a problem.
Yeah, you don't need anything with a sharp right angle. So if you are picking out picks, so to speak, sometimes you can find them at flea markets in a bag or in a box or something. You want something that's relatively straight and flat with maybe just a little angle on it. Those work the best. But that's about it. Toothpaste, you can use toothpaste too.
Especially on red hard rubber barrels.
That's right.
toothpaste is an awesome polish as long as it's the non-foamy and non-bleaching. It gets red hard rubber barrels incredibly clean and bright. It's beautiful. So there you go.
I think that's about it. I can't come up with any. I'm trying not to relive my dental experience, but I thought it was a good segue into the podcast.
Yeah.
I was thinking about pens all the time I was there because there was nothing better to do.
Okay.
All right. What else we got?
We've got a little public service announcement.
We got a public service announcement.
Sure.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God. The Boston Pen Show that was resurrected used to be sometimes in June. A new group of people decided to take it over, and they had moved it to September. And so we had a bunch of people had committed to it. But we got an email, I think it was last week, saying that they are not going to be able to do it this year after all. The hotel tacked on a bunch of last-minute fees, and so they're not going to have a Boston Pen Show this year. Yeah, which is a shame because we were excited about that.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to it. After they said they were going to change it and it was going to be
better hotel, better rates, more people, easier to get to.
Yeah, in September it would have been, that would have been a busy month in September, but I'm disappointed. I was looking forward to a really good show, but maybe next year.
Yeah, well, we were even going to plan it and stop and spend the night with my parents, and that was
that was kind of fun. Except last year we were there for what, 3 hours?
3.5, I think. Yeah. We got in around 2. We slept until about 5. Mom had gotten up early and made us muffins, and we took a quick tour of the house. Brian had never seen my parents' house, and then we took off and made it to Boston by 9-ish.
Yep.
So.
Well, maybe next year, no Boston. But what we do have coming up this week, starting Thursday actually for the serious diehards. The Chicago Pen Show.
Really?
That's one of my favorite shows.
Excuse me?
It's my favorite show.
It better be your favorite show. And why is it your favorite show? And you better get the answer right.
Because 4 years ago on Thursday.
May 1st.
May 1st,
May
yeah,
1st.
that's the way to do it. 4 years ago on May 1st, we did get married at the show.
We did get married, so very cool. Yeah.
So, but otherwise, it's close. It's a good show.
Well, it's a good show, but it's also 3 hours from home. We're going to get to sleep in our own bed the night before, and we are going to get to sleep in our own bed the very same night that the show closes. And it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a good solid show with about half the effort. So, yeah. But so really, it starts on Thursday, but usually those are the people that are flying in from wherever, all over. It's exhibitors and weekend registrants only, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. And it's held on the 12th floor. Now, I don't think we only went 4 years ago. We went on the Thursday, and it's kind of a small trading room.
It was a small trading room. I was a little agitated, so Don got me a drink, and I just sat there.
Yeah, that was the year the
Esterbrook nibs blew away.
The Esterbrook nibs blew away, and literally, for those of you who don't know the story, they don't call Chicago the Windy City for nothing, right?
There's a reason that we are assertive with Bellman, because they always try to help us unpack the car, and they don't realize how heavy some of these boxes are. They don't realize just how full the trunk is. And so we had a sweet man try to help us, and he had our big box of Esterbrook nibs under his arm, and then the concierge cart started to roll toward the car, so we reached out to grab it, dropping the Esterbrook nibs, and they literally went flying. Yeah, I'm sure that people literally 100 yards away had Esterbrook nibs like in their windshield wipers.
Yeah, we did find, and there was also a box of pencils and some other, some kind of, that was the, for lack of a better term, the Judd box essentially at the time. The cheap box that we were going to put out on the table was in that same box, and literally we found pencils all the way across the parking lot, nibs, boxes, and we could watch them. We were chasing them, and as fast as we could run, those things were blowing faster than we could catch them. Literally, I don't even remember how many hundreds of nibs just disappeared.
It was several $1,000s.
Several $1,000s worth of nibs just gone. But at least the car didn't get a dent. Got the cart before the car hit the car.
Actually, I thought it hit the car.
Maybe it did.
It did hit the car because it cracked the passenger side view mirror.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So the hotel had to pay for all that. Took a year, but insurance covered it. But the point is, now when we go, they recognize us. They bring us the concierge cart and they back away.
They walk away.
They just say, "We'll see you later. Bring it back."
Yeah. So anyway.
But Thursday is trading in the small trading room.
Thursday's trading in the small trading room. It's not a. It's not a must. I wouldn't say it's a must.
No, it's a very event. Slow day.
If you're coming in early anyway, awesome. Pizza party at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Sponsored by Judd Pearlson. But the real action starts heating up Friday morning, which is when we'll be there 9 to 5:30 p.m. So you're going to have lots of people setting up in the big ballroom. Auction preview starts at noon for the auction.
That means we better be set up long before that, so that when you disappear, we'll be all set.
So we're leaving at 3 in the morning.
No, we're not. You can start walking. I'll pick you up a couple hours later.
Let's see. So 9 to 5:30. Auction preview starts at noon. Runs from noon to 5:30. Show closes at 5:30, but then you still have auction preview from 6 to 7. Auction starts at 8. Runs till 10. And always a good time. A little different flavor in Chicago because it's not a Terry auction, but always fun. And then afterwards, sometimes it's a long day, but sometimes this is the best part of the day. The dessert party.
Oh, dessert party's awesome. Yeah.
So if we're feeling up to it, it's good to. And the best part is, I think about the dessert party is everybody kind of mingles around, and then you're like, okay, well, because you pay for your auction wins, and then everybody's comparing what they won in the auction. So
yeah, it's cool.
It's a very, very cool, and it spans the two rooms. It spans the auction room and then the room next to it. And actually, the auction room is where we got married, and then so.
Well, not at the auction.
Well, no, not at the auction, but in that room. So. Anyway, so that's Friday. So I mean, pretty much you're running 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Stuff going on all day. A big public day. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5:30. Buy, sell, trade in the Grand Ballroom. $6 general admission for Saturday. So.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, if you're in Chicago.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, $6. I mean,
parking will cost you more than that at the West.
Yeah, parking will cost you more than that. It's going to cost you money to park at the hotel. Make sure to get your ticket.
Can't you park at McDonald's?
Yeah, if you wanted to get your car towed, you could.
No, all right, don't do that.
But if you got to make sure when you get your when you pay for your admission, ask for the ticket. There's a parking ticket that they usually give you, which will really knock. I think the day pass for parking is $25, and then the ticket gets it down to like 10, something like that. So make sure to ask for that. There's workshops on Saturday. Roger Cromwell's doing his How to Buy and Sell Pens workshop from 10 to 11.
It's very interesting.
It is an interesting. If you haven't attended it before, you should check it out. He's got an interesting story. Susan Wurst doing her normal seminar, how some pens can make anyone's writing look good, and how to find them at a pen show from 11 to noon. And then, of course, two of our favorite people, Joel Hamilton and Cheryl Tyree, on pen repairs, noon to 1 o'clock. That's it for the seminars so far that are listed on Saturday. But that'll be nice. 5:30 it's done, and then we can kind of mingle around and see what's going on. Sunday resumes again 10 to 5, so we get a little bit of a break. A little bit of a break in the morning. Again, general admission $6. $6. Is there a Pens PFK program, Pens for Kids program? Looks like.
I think so. I think that Ralph is actually doing it.
Ralph's going to be there. Okay, awesome.
I think Ralph Stillwell is planning to be there, the Grand Master of Pens for Kids.
He does a fantastic job.
He does. He's got such a great voice. And Kim Sosin will be there running the PCA table, so we don't have to do that, which is nice.
That's nice.
And we'll still have magazines, scavenger hunts for the kids. You can renew your membership. What else can we do? We have pins, lapel pins. So yeah, stop on by.
Cool.
And the new PCA magazine will be out soon, in the next week or so.
And the new Pen World's going to be out soon.
Yes, the new pen. I can't wait to see that.
Is it going to be out? It's not going to be out in time for the show.
No, I think it's May.
Well, it is May. It's May this week.
Susan may be there.
She may be there. I just want to see it.
I know.
So $6 Saturday, $6 Sunday. If you want the weekend registration, which is good for all the events, including the auction, $65. So it's a little bit pricier if you want to go on Friday. But you know what? If you're in the area and you're looking for something specific, a specific vintage pen, that may be the way to go because you may only find it on Friday.
True. Now, can you just pay $6 and get in on Friday?
Pay at the door only is Saturday and Sunday. To get in on Friday, you got to be a weekend register.
Okay.
So
all right.
It's closed for those of us who have to pay the extra bucks to get in, I guess. But it's worth it. It's totally worth it. If you're looking for something in particular, and that's the day that you can get in and you can have more time to chat with the vendors, and you want to learn something about vintage pens, even modern pens. That's the day to do it. It's Fridays are nice. Sundays are nice too, though. It's a little slower. Well, yes, yeah, absolutely. But the pen you want may have been sold. True. By the time Sunday comes around. So there you go. All right. Anything else? What else? What else do we have? I'm looking on the site. Oh, they have an auction. Oh my God. Well, some of the. Go ahead. I was gonna say they have a really interesting auction this year. It's very heavy on the more safety side of things. Well, we don't collect mores, so we're good. We could just skip it. I do have some mores. I have several mores. So you want some more? Oh. That was good. All right. I don't think you need any mores. I think we should just skip it. All right. Well, they have a couple of John Holland things. Oh, of course they do. They have a nice John Holland tintype. Couple things for the store? Actually, it's a cardboard hanging advertising sign. It's 14.75 inches long and 7 1/8 inches high. Hey, what did we ever do with the Estabrook thing that we got as a wedding present from everybody at the show? We framed it and it's in my office. It's right up there. Okay. I get to look at it every day. We could put it in the store. No, we couldn't. Okay. All right. One of the things that will be different this year with us going to the show is the store will be open and yes. Dave will be shipping. So yeah, that's going to be new. Yeah, it's exciting. Now we're still taking a lot of pens with us, so there may be a few items that we have with us that aren't. That we have with us, but it also means that when we get back that we'll be unpacking, but Dave can do
shipping.
Dave can do some of the shipping, and he'll know exactly what needs to move out. Because normally, even if we come home Sunday night, we're not going to be ready to get anything shipped until Tuesday. But he'll be able to do it on Monday. So really, there's going to be not much of any delay whatsoever.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really nice.
So it's going to be good. What else we got? Is that it for the show, pretty much?
No, we're in the chat. They're asking about Dave's reaction to his emails.
You were with him. I mean, overall, it seemed like he was quite.
He laughed at some of them. I think he blushed a little at the attention.
Oh.
He's
used to it.
Yeah, I know. There are no boundaries with us, but. No, I think that he felt welcomed. I think that it was nice to hear from a lot of the people who we already have talked about, and it was I think that he enjoyed it. So it made opening his email like for the first couple days, like every time he opened his email, there were more emails. So it's like, well, what kind of surprise am I going to have today? But no,
makes checking your email actually fun.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that for that. When we come back, what do we have going on after Chicago? We've got some people coming up.
We do. Do we have dates on some of them? I know.
We do. We don't have a date for Ross Cameron of Jaffa will be coming up to the store sometime after Chicago. Kenny didn't say specifically when. I don't think it's immediately after.
Is he bringing pens?
Of course he's bringing pens.
Oh.
What's the point?
All right.
So once we know about that, we'll let everybody know. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ross is great, and he's
a trip.
He's a trip. He's a super smart guy. He's nice. He knows his pens, and everything from the Monteverde to the Delta and the Stipula. He's got it covered, and usually you see him, and he's got several binders full of pens. So we could have a nice little show. As soon as we know something, we'll post it up. Who else is stopping by? Are we getting a visit from Kenro?
I believe Ryan is coming up from Kenro. I'm not sure if it's just Ryan or if it's Ryan and Brian. Probably just Ryan.
Okay. It's a shame that Dick retired.
I know. It would be nice to have the guy who brought us into Kenro come up and see it, but.
Yeah. Well, Dick needs to. I mean, he's not settling down in his retirement.
No, I think he was home for like a week, and then he started helping a friend of his work in his business. So he didn't
Wasn't it
retire.
dental related, actually?
I think it was. Look at that.
I'm bringing it right around.
Oh my heavens.
Dick from Kenro. He was a really super good guy. Never steered us wrong. I never forget having dinner that one time with him. See, we got to get food in here involved somehow. Having dinner in Arkansas, and the big baked potato. He was all about the baked potato and the steaks.
Oh yeah, he at the restaurant that the show was in. He's like, oh, you gotta. I want to take you to dinner, and we have to get a baked potato. Okay. And he said they're really big. We could even share. So this potato comes, and I'm not exaggerating. It was almost the size of a football, and the three of us shared it. And we ate quite a bit, and there was still some left.
We didn't finish it.
We didn't finish it. It was crazy.
Yeah, if Dick shows up, we got to come up with a potato or something.
Give him a potato head.
I think it's probably just going to be Ryan, and I would imagine if Ryan comes up, he's going to bring some pens too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He said he wants to play, and so we'll have to find some stuff to re-merchandise or to put out so that he can. He says he still likes to get his hands dirty and do some of that. Instead of just standing behind a table with a portfolio of pens and selling them. So
we'll link it up with him.
Yeah, we'll get out the price gun for him too. There you go.
He likes the Italians. I think we can accommodate that request.
Absolutely, he can bring some Omas and some some Aurora and Montegrappa.
Montegrappa.
There you go.
So awesome.
And we have a couple personal people coming up.
We do, and I'm totally excited about this.
So excited.
Yes.
Just got to tell you. Oh my God. And Tracy, I think that...
oh, you're not going to...
Well, I don't know if they want it announced.
Oh, okay. All right. Some people are coming up.
Yeah. We got some really awesome freaking cool people coming up. Yeah. But Tracy, you and Jenny and a couple of the other girls, Aziza, you need to come down. We need to have a sleepover this summer.
Yo, Aziza, what's up?
Zizzy.
Zizzy.
Come on down. Wouldn't a sleepover be great?
Where are we going to have said sleepover?
In the store.
In the store?
Tracy's going to sleep in front of the Visconti case. Come on, wouldn't that be fun?
Well, maybe if we get if that other case ever comes, we could have two, and then
I know she could sleep between them, like a headboard and a footboard, sleeping between the Visconti cases.
I don't know what's taken Italy so dang long. I mean, we've had this case on order for now 4 months.
I know, it'll come soon enough.
Okay.
So, what else? Yeah, donuts. We definitely have to have donuts.
Oh yeah, donuts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of where the best donut place around here is, but.
Well, we need to invite Steph because she always finds the best donuts.
Oh yeah. She'll ferret them out.
Oh, Aziza's going to be in the Parker case. Aziza, you are small enough you could fit in there.
Well, you know the funny thing about the Parker case, there's only actually like 4 Parkers in the Parker case. So
there you go.
Who's bringing the bail money?
No. Anyway. What else? Anything else? I think we're pretty much done. We've got a lot of stuff in the store that's been restocked. Haven't gotten a whole lot in new this week, have we?
Oh, you know what I should have brought that I did put up this week? That is kind of cool.
The Visconti...
well, okay, the ink pots came in.
Yeah, those are so cool. And
I forgot to bring one home. Those are not up on the website yet, but they'll be. We'll have them in Chicago. So if you're there, stop by and see us. The Conklin Crescent Demonstrator.
Yep, those are cool.
Trim. Really a cool pen. Limited edition, 1,898, I believe the number is. Number of pens made. Very cool. We have several of them in the store. What else? Restocked on Franklin Christoph O2s. Intrinsics. Yep. Back in stock now. That's happened. So we got the 19s and the O2s in the case, which is really cool. What else? A bunch of other stuff I put up this weekend. I don't remember. Some ballpoints, some roller balls.
Alex is mentioning the Homo sapiens crystal.
Yeah. Okay, should we talk about that?
We can.
Okay, so Visconti has come out with this amazing pen.
And
the it's based on the Homo sapiens design. And it's called the crystal, and it's like this.
It's gorgeous, a really pretty turquoise.
It's like this turquoise color.
Turquoisey teal, yeah.
Yeah, teal. The cap is like kind of a solid. It's like it's transparent. Just slightly transparent, but the barrel is crystal with like. It's hard to explain. It's sort of like some of their other demonstrators that they've had in the past. They've got like a little web pattern on it. It's not entirely. It's not clear, but you can see through it. The 23 karat palladium Dream Touch nib with the power reserve filler. It's really a cool pen. Limited to 1,000 pieces, and it is coming to the U.S. I believe it is coming. It'll be in the U.S. next month.
And is any of it coming up here?
There will be some coming up here. maybe some of it right here in this little pocket here. So they're coming. They don't quite have a U.S. price on it yet. So, but we will be getting some. Only 1,000 made in the world. So this is very.
grab a couple.
We're going to grab a couple. It's a very, very cool pen. We will have them probably in time for Raleigh. I would hope.
That's soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're supposed to be in the U.S. next month, so.
Okay. Well, if anybody's interested, send us an email, Tracy.
Yeah, let us know. We may have to modify our order, but anyway.
There you go. There you go. So and everybody say happy birthday to Delee. To everybody in the chat, say happy birthday. It was Delee's birthday last week. 29 again.
Very good.
There you go.
All right, what else? We got anything else to wrap this up?
I think that's it.
Keep it short.
Keep it short. We always say that, and we never do.
It's 45 minutes.
Thank you all again for last week. We had such a blast. I hope pretty much everybody should have gotten their prizes by now.
Yeah, everybody
I think so, except maybe the few overseas. But everybody should have gotten your stuff. I've gotten some emails from people who've received it, so that's cool. Enjoy. Oh, look, Thomas is in the chat. Hi, Thomas.
So awesome. Wrap it up then.
I think so. You've caught my cold. I'm almost better, so it'll be nice to get to sleep on time this week.
I'm gonna be fine. We're going to a pen show in a couple days, so.
I know.
I gotta make it for 2 more days.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. But we're gonna get much more rest, so I'm super excited.
Yeah. So if anybody's going to Chicago, please stop by and say hi. We'll be there Friday morning. Probably we'll be there before 10. So yeah, stop by and say hi, and we'll be there through Sunday. Love to chat, and I think that's it. So comments, suggestions for topics, use your pens. Write to us at Anderson Pens, P.O. Box 732, Appleton, Wisconsin 54912.
Or pop into the store at 10 East College Ave, Suite 112A, Appleton, Wisconsin 54911.
You can catch us online. Email is brian@andersonpens.net.
Or lisa@andersonpens.net. Or dave@andersonpens.net.
Dave@andersonpens.net. There we go. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/andersonpens.
Our Facebook page is facebook.com/andersonpens.
The blog, which you're watching this on probably, blog.andersonpens.net.
And the website is andersonpens.net.
Join our mailing list for advance notice of upcoming new products, special sales, stuff going on at the store, you name it. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. We will see you in Chicago or next week Tuesday. Good night.
Awesome. Bye, guys.